Doff. I'm Josh Parrish. I've got ESPN's Joey Lynch with me. I've got. Can I give a comunicado oficial about your location, Stolich? Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Unnamed outlet Nick Stoll with us as well. Ante Jukic and FNR Newswise Nick Tabano. Gentlemen, welcome. It's a changed lineup. There's a few surprises, a few selection decisions that have caused controversy. Joey, we'll start with you. No Arzani.
Just have to assume that he's been dropped for Marco Tilio, so no pressure on Marco Tilio.
In recent times, I think that they've
What's happening in recent times? There's some issues with. Well, it's good. The alternative commentary also has the actual commentary on it as well, thanks to the stream there. So yeah, I think mistake to drop Arzani.
It is a mistake, in my opinion, as well.
It looks like D'Agostino's obviously come in for Duke, although he looks like he's playing out on the left. And then what we got? Tilio in the middle? No. Okay, so
D'Agostino's
9. Tilio's on the right and Wales on the left.
Correct.
Ante, your read on the lineup?
We'll see.
We will see. Yes, we will.
Well, obviously, and not to pick splinters out of the proverbial, but I think D'Agostino specifically for Duke instead of Wales up top is a pretty interesting one. Look, Arnold always preferred his nines to press. Even looking at Socceroos and his evident preference for Jamie McLaren over Adam Taggart, for example. I think there'll be a base level that will work well in this game, but we'll see if it can actually translate into goals.
So
a win would be ideal in a game like this.
So it's a flat back four with Tommy Dang at right back, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah. So Dylan's playing quite high, which is good.
Yeah.
Much speculation when the lineup came out as to whether it would be a back four or back three. But, I mean, as you and I were talking about a couple of hours ago on the live show, Nick, it seems to be...
Problems.
Big problems. Well done, King.
Well done. No, that was...
That was a King?
Rouse.
No.
That was Rouse.
That was Kyle Rouse. Oh, wow. Okay.
Good job, Rouse.
Nicely judged challenge there. But, playing Deng at right back, perhaps a more conservative choice, but Egypt does have a threat down that flank.
Yes, they do. In Ramadan
Sobi.
Yeah. This could be... We've done all right defending corner. I'm not going to say that because that'll jinx it.
Just
there it is.
bodies in the 6-yard box.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and balloon over the bar.
Nervy start.
Because you know what, that's pretty rudimentary stuff from Rolls, man. His starting position on that was on the line, but given that, you should be able to come out and attack the ball with momentum. And yeah, he's given up a free jump at that. That's not good.
All right. Not interested in playing out from the back already after 3 minutes. Send it long. That's all right. That's bit of weight on the Egyptian coach there.
He's got a dad bod. That's a dad bod.
That's a dad bod and a half.
Yeah.
That's a divorced dad bod.
He looks like an Egyptian version of that Miami crime lord from The Simpsons.
I've been in here for 1 second, and the first thing I hear is dad bod.
Hello,
what are you trying to tell me?
What
are you trying to tell me?
Lockie Flanagan joining us.
So it looks like Tilio's playing actually for McGree, and then Piraeus is playing wide right.
Yeah, Piraeus.
So this is the exact lineup that I predicted a couple of hours ago on Twitter.
Oh, jeez. Tommy Dang. Oh, my goodness. Okay. It's a bit shaky.
There.
Okay, just very quickly, what minute and second are you guys up to so I know the difference?
The clock just went away. Just one
it's
sec.
in a replay. Yeah,
4:42.
Yeah.
All right, so
all
I am
synced.
exactly 41 seconds behind you guys.
All right.
Right. Hey. Jeez, that's not a foul?
Nah, but
Oh my God.
goodness.
Chris Ball again.
Oh my God. We are copying it early. Man. This
out.
is-
Shaky start.
Never
Like,
mind
that's-
playing for a draw. Jesus. It's like we're getting absolutely tooled at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but pressing always, like pressing in the first 15 minutes is always a bit of a red herring though.
Yeah.
Surprised that Egypt are actually. I would have thought they're going to play off the break with that
Well,
sort of
that's a
5-4-1.
must-win game
Yeah.
for Egypt.
Yeah.
They have to
True.
press the issue.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
Jeez.
Black isn't even swimming, man.
Oh man, that.
Like, you're down bad if Black's not swimming, man. I don't want to talk about the sartorial choices of coaches. I want to talk about the game, but
Yeah.
that's not good.
Definitely.
Oh jeez.
Second balls.
Oi.
Oh, what unlucky Wales? Oh, that was unlucky Wales, was
Yeah,
No.
that was
genre.
Then he's Josh Jumbo.
Yeah, Denny's.
You know, Nick, if you
And-
incorrectly identify someone, just say your stream's a bit out. And just
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry,
I
I'm just
think
20 seconds behind.
I genuinely think it's time for me to switch from the contacts to the glasses now because he made a couple of mistakes already.
Speaking of streams being a bit out, what minute are the rest of you on?
6:23.
Yeah.
Or
Cool.
25. yeah,
Well,
whatever.
my stream will be a bit out. Love
What
it.
are you on? Do you have? Is that a room with 2 doors or a door and a mirror?
No, this is the lounge room. I thought, why would I hide myself away in the bedroom when I could just take the audio interface and the laptop out here?
I'm,
So-
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
Nick, are you
young
going to
boy,
make fun
but
of him
your
for having a lounge room now as well?
You know?
young boy, your intonation reminds me of Harper.
Sorry? Whatever.
Hi, Freya. Your intonation reminds me of Andy Harper.
Oh, I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an insult.
I mean, dude's got a PhD.
Which?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's slightly different accents.
As long as it's not the other one, then I'll take it.
Would you
like-
speak for the rest of the hour in a really, really nasal accent, just so we can get the full effect?
No
Like a
thanks.
spawning salmon.
Lockie. So what? You're in the words of
pressing high there.
in the words of Barry Glendenning. You're
I
watching
am
on the
watching
big
you
telly.
bang on. I am watching the Olyroos on the big
On the
telly.
big telly. Good stuff.
And all this technological innovation is meant that I am 30 seconds less
Oh,
behind than I was 2 nights ago. So exponential improvement.
Well, being 30 seconds ahead, there's not much good news to report
No.
so far.
Oh dear.
No, it's okay. Nothing bad has happened yet, but
Nick, don't
They,
play with my heart like that.
It's actually, you know what? I'll wait. But there's
I prefer not to speak.
I
no.
called it-
There's just some interesting dynamics.
If I
in
speak?
how we're playing. No. There's just I'd rather give it some time instead of
Well, here we go.
having like confirmation bias.
we. All right,
I
here
think
we go.
you should do an Ian Thorpe on Tane.
First
Try and
set
predict
piece.
the future. You look like a
It's
genius.
Tony
If it
Romo.
works.
Tony
I don't
Romo.
know anything about swimming, but Thorpe has been a great commentator. Full respect to Thorpe.
Thorpe's like I haven't
Tony
watched,
Romo.
I haven't watched any swimming yet, but
Yeah.
from what I gather, it's like Tony Romo of swimming.
Essentially, yeah.
Like he actually breaks it down. I mean, this is pretty disrespectful to swimming, but I just kind of thought, jump in the pool and go. Like
Wave
Kick
your
hard,
arms.
man. Just kick.
he really like breaks it down into tactics. And
Nah,
I've
just
been
give
impressed.
socks, guys. Like,
Yeah, just kick. When if you need to breathe, put your head out. Not bad. What are they aiming for there?
The pinnacle for me was when he correctly predicted the exact time to
Oh,
the second that
jeez.
Katie Ledecky was
Dylan.
going to get.
Dylan just got.
With
Oh,
two links
good,
to
good.
go.
man.
Oh no.
Rough start for Grass.
Just get out.
Oh.
Get out. Get
dear
out.
me.
Oh,
And we
Shots
are
raining down upon us.
the last ditch defending is starting very early.
is this game not like? Oh, this has real Asian Champions League vibes. Not just because of the stadium, the climate, the way this game's being played. Serious ACL vibes.
So Harry Suter just had someone go straight through the back of him, but actually fell on top of the guy. And I think the guy who tackled him is actually worse off, just because he fell
Man.
on him.
Man,
Yeah.
Sobby just. Yeah, that's a
Just
nice
saying,
thing.
early doors. Who was I talking about on Tuesday? Former Stoke City man, Ramadan Sophie.
Lachlan.
Lockie, would you say you're the Ian Thorpe of this live stream?
Yeah, sure. I'll go with that. I prefer that to Andy Harper.
All right. Good to see coaches have to wear lanyards at this level also. Nothing undermines your authority, like having to have ID around your neck.
I do rate the
Must be nice.
the lanyard under the armpit, like just
the sash.
But this is very interesting.
Ramadan Sobi plays for Pyramids FC.
Good name.
Like they're newly formed
There's
Egyptian
a really
side. Yeah.
interesting Tifo football video about them. Which is
Really?
a very on-brand comment for me to make. But
Pyramids FC. I'm not sure about their business model.
It's football. Dubious business models are the norm.
It's just
when he's not at the training pitch, Ramadan is currently trying to on-sell the club to other people. It'll trickle down eventually.
This is a pretty worrying first 11 minutes. I really thought we were going to be more in the game than we would have been at this stage.
No Azani, no party, guys.
I mean,
Azani finally finished. Idiot.
How long until Arnie cracks and brings him on?
well, I mean, that's not the only issue that they have.
Yeah, but just in terms of later on in the game.
There's 45 is the earliest, unless injury.
Arnie's not going to hook a kid.
Arnie's coming a long way in the technical area. Big technical areas at this tournament, by the way.
Lots of room to maneuver. Is that a social distancing measure?
Oh yeah, possibly.
They're just living large.
Lucky.
Free range Arnie.
Well, we don't have the referee from the other day that decided to break up every fight.
Can't play
Inserting himself into the
Himself in the middle, yeah.
Is that Hagazi, the big number 6?
Yeah, it is.
I love me a bit of Ahmed Hagazi.
West Brom legend.
Listeners, viewers, get your comments in.
Oh yeah, better check.
Our good friend Tanasi says, we are copying it. It's like watching Oakley Cannons pound Eastern Lions. I think we might know who that is.
Good shout.
Aki.
Oh my God. Want the ball, Metcalf, please. And then he got away with it.
Early days, but the players that have come in have not done well. Maybe Carral's
It's
exception,
it's a collective thing because like the adjustments themselves are not necessarily primary in terms of our functioning as a collective, and so it seems to have only exacerbated those primary issues. I'm not a big fan of Metcalf specifically as a midfielder, man.
Yeah, but who do you want? Backus instead? Like with the players that are there.
So the question is, do you even play them in a double pivot? Like you look at these players and how really compatible are they to playing in this way and getting Tilio to do all the offensive work, let's say, in opening up. And
so what adjustments would you make?
Probably play Genre as a lone 6 and then put, I don't know.
Would you try go more what City do?
Piscopo?
Just a lone 6. Like Genre is a lone 6 because we've got no outlet playing out, and like Metcalf in that position is very much lost in early phases of possession. And that's not only obviously in these 15 minutes, but in the opening 2 games. Whereas you've had McGree spamming runs in behind, and Tilio now doesn't do that. And Wales has to provide an outlet when we win the ball, Wales has to provide that outlet out wide, and he's not really spamming runs in behind either. So you've got D'Agostino, so we've got less balance in that respect now.
Does it feel like we're sitting already too deep? I feel like we're sitting already too deep.
International football is kind of binary in that respect. like how many teams really are defending, or like how many teams even press in in international football? It's all just like it's all very
Since Bielsa's Chile.
like you think of it like obviously not to. I don't. I want to keep the Crow references down, but like Crow in 2018, man. They were one of the last teams that really pressed at international level. Whereas it's a lot of international football is primarily just about keeping shape, and that's done deeper on the pitch as well.
Well, if you're gonna go full Crow, Ante, I may as well chime in with a bit of Adsturi.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Italy did a bit during the Euros. I think they did a lot more during the first couple of games, like decide when teams actually had the ball, but mostly they had it. They tried. That was all about winning the ball back in the attacking half.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's immediate, like
immediate pressing, but not necessarily for full game.
That's right. Or like as a primary defensive tactic. A lot of it's done in immediate recuperation of the ball. Whereas here it's very much about keeping shape. And that would like even though it's on mute, you could probably hear Arnold yelling that now. Like shape and pockets are the two phrases that he'll just berate his players with. Even though they're kind of really arbitrary.
His dagger's running all the way to the goalkeeper. I have to say, I've been impressed with Joel King at this tournament.
He's solid, man.
Yeah, he's very reliable. We've lacked a reliable option at left back in this age group. I don't think O'Toole was particularly.
And O'Toole, prospered. Let's say in the threes, even and when he was at Brisbane, it kind of seemed like a bit of a square peg, in the same way that Dylan seems a square peg in a four.
Yeah,
Dylan can't play in a four at this point.
It'll take time, but yeah, at this point, he's more like, let's say, he's optimal as a wing back in a three.
Yeah, and if you're going to play a four, he's got to be higher up the pitch like he is tonight.
And just run.
Hence Deng to right back, I suppose.
I mean, Deng probably, if he focused on it, Deng could have a future at right back.
Oh, did you guys see Hegazi just then was marked by Thomas Deng? Don't you think Harry Sutar would be more suited to be on him?
Yep. I mean, maybe Sutar is marking zonal. I didn't see where Sutar was in that corner.
No, I didn't see where
So
Sutar was.
he might be marking zonally in the edge of the 6-yard box as the person who always attacks the ball. But that's the only rationalisation I could make for it.
Wasn't Hegazi was it last season or a couple of seasons ago, West Brom winning the Prem? He scored like their first 2 or 3 goals of the season.
Yeah, it
set
was,
pieces as well. Yeah.
Late
stage
Pulis. It was a little while ago, but it was Pulis, I think.
I think it was their last, not the last, obviously last time they got relegated, but before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a threat. Set piece situations.
Man, they've had about 50 close-ups of the Egyptian coaches and barely any of Arnie.
Where's the consistency, guys?
He doesn't have the curves.
It's a conspiracy. C-O-N-spiracy.
Does Arnie have that does Arnie have that magnificent dad bod?
Deng is really struggling so far. I right back.
Yeah. It's all right.
Like in both defensive and attacking sense.
Yeah.
Seems like they've settled a little bit.
All over the top, and he got completely lost, body all out of shape.
Like Egypt aren't overrunning Australia like they were in the opening 10 minutes now.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that was to be expected.
That's fine. Harry Sutar stepping into midfield.
Yeah, that's right.
I love that.
Playing as a 6.
I'm a little bit concerned about the space that's opening up.
Wow, I would be pressing in that scenario.
Every time Egypt play a long ball, it seems like the back four is
That's a bad pass.
No, just bring it under. Like you've already received the ball in a good enough position. You're going to take defenders with you, and now we're back to restarting.
He could have actually turned there as well.
That's
That also comes down to his teammates talking to him.
Yeah.
It's very, very specific, but
no, but it's important.
It's
because
true,
that's
yeah.
how you get out. Like we've struggled to get out of our own half, and like that was one of the few
Now-
we had to capitalize.
That was good. That was good.
Nope.
No.
Daggers, man, Daggers drop.
Nah, he's not that guy.
Remember the goal Dagger scored in the qualification campaign? God, that was a good goal.
That was a good goal. He just occasionally comes out
Carry,
with
carry,
really
carry,
brilliant moments.
carry,
Look.
carry.
Gillard had his
Why
fullback
give it to
burnt there if
Metcalf,
he.
man? There's no need to give it to Metcalf.
He does look a little exhausted already, which is good. I don't know if Lockie you predicted that, but
You could see it coming. Just doesn't seem like anyone is in the Olyroos squad, at least, particularly interested in carrying the ball a great distance at the moment.
I know one person in the Olyroos squad who is interested in carrying the ball.
Yes, yes. I think we all do. I think we all do, Nick.
You know what? He's not the only one. I think this is a matter of conditioning.
You mean mental conditioning or physical conditioning?
Psychological conditioning, yeah.
There we go.
2 touches, guys. Quicker. No
I
dribbling.
mean, Tilio will run with the ball a bit.
He will, yeah,
So-
because
so will
he's the
Genre.
kind of player who likes to ignore the coach.
Genre will run. Genre is willing to step forward and carry the ball forward on occasion, though.
It is my theory, and this isn't just an Arnie criticism, but it is my theory that our most exciting footballers are the ones who are willing to
nice.
ignore the coach.
Very good. Very good.
With
First
the-
time.
Well,
Along the deck, man.
best passage of the game. Who was it that turned and played that?
Is that Metcalf?
It's not
Won the ball.
bad.
That was good.
Boom. Great turn. Good run
Nice body.
from Dylan as well.
Yeah, well timed.
Puts that away. Our Zani back post header. He's got it in.
You're like jumping up like Messi in the
Yeah.
2009 Champions League final.
I was thinking the
God,
same
you just
video.
massively triggered me. I was like,
Ronaldo's
that was-
bicycle for Madrid against Juventus. Just
That game was pretty good.
You know who balled that day?
Isco.
Spinazzola.
Isco balled that day.
Mm.
That period of Isco in 2017 to early 2018 was like a flicker of great football. Perfect complement to.
Jeez, well done, Dave.
yes, dang. That's why he's starting it right back, baby. Oh, nice
back
daggers.
heel from Daggers.
No, this is
Same
all
again.
right.
Carry.
He's a player of moments,
Carry, man.
but he frequently makes terrible decisions.
I
It seems like
See, that's like if D'Agostino can carry the ball up 10 meters there, and like we don't have to play back into that situation.
Well, that was
It's
exactly
all
the same
cause
thing
and
as we were bemoaning last time against Egypt that Duke was doing.
effect.
against Spain.
Sorry, against Spain, I should say.
Is that a
Exactly the same.
confidence thing, or is that a tactic, sort of to play the ball back? Is Arnie telling him to do that, or do you think he just doesn't have the confidence to take it forward and actually bring players with him?
Well, I mean,
think
that
one- I
particular
think one
incident was
impacts the
right
other.
in front of the technical area, so you'd imagine Arnie was telling him what to do.
One
Yeah.
impacts the other. Yeah.
Mm.
Like because it's a tricky one because there is confidence can be independent of that, but it's born of your interactions with coach and playing staff as well. Like, that's decent, Dylan.
That's okay.
Dylan.
I guess, man.
good though. Bit of an improvement.
Wait, like relative to the opening 15 minutes, you're saying?
Yeah.
Look, because they've stopped pressing everything that moves. So
Yeah.
there's that. Now, see, that's better, Tilio. That's a right run to make. That's fine.
Just need to get the ball to Tilio between the lines a little bit more in those.
Even just in behind, because with three, like they'll tend to double up out wide anyway.
Yeah.
So they will open that up, and so if you can drag the centre back and then allow, like either one of D'Agostino or Tilio should be trying to impact the game without the ball in that sense.
Is Egypt playing a back three, back five, if you want to call it?
Very funny Twitch comment coming in from Humus. Nick looks like he's playing SingStar.
Wait, which Nick?
You are Nick.
You, mate. You got the mic.
Oh yeah. I hope whatever your name was, Twitch commented with full respect to you.
Oh.
I hope you appreciate the improved audio quality that you get from this thing. Me?
Does that mean we're doing a duet, Nick?
Oh yeah, it does look like that. No, I like it. We just bring a certain level of class. Daggers actually should be doing better there.
Wait. So if we're playing SingStar, what is Josh with the mounted mic playing?
Podcast host, controversial right wing podcast host.
Podcast host simulator.
Given life
Bannon
advice.
simulator.
Alex Jones simulator.
Soccer Wars.
I feel like Daggers should have done better.
Thanks.
He was in a lot of space.
Deep and high in the
Isn't
penalty
like
area.
one of his supposed major strengths his head?
Yeah, you're right, Ante. It wasn't like
It's not
easiest
exactly a
of
simple chance. Yeah.
no, but
I like to get it on target.
or even if it is too difficult, almost try and bring it down on his chest. Or something.
It's really been a pretty quick come down from that Argentina win, hasn't it? Like
A win in like almost.
Josh, didn't you read about how gallant they were against France?
I read all about how gallant they were.
If I speak.
But if you're not speaking, if I speak.
I also read a rather curious opinion about how moving to a back three at the end of the game enabled them to get higher up the pitch.
Or attack, yeah.
Which is not the same turn of events that I saw.
To quote a different meme, I pretend I do not see it.
If I speak.
See, when they play those long balls, it's always 3-on-3 at the back. I'm concerned about that because if they win...
that's because, Oh, sorry, go on.
Go on. You give the
No,
explanation.
no,
I'm
go
concerned
for it.
if they win the second ball there, we're going to be done very fast out of nowhere.
Because that's looks like they're playing 5-4-1 diamond.
Yep.
And so they're allowing to go man on man, and then if in the event that they'll lose that aerial drill, there's a good chance they can win second balls as well. But Genre and Metcalf have been decent.
Oh.
There we go.
Just about to say there are two scenarios that really worry me. And this is one of
Playing
them.
out. Yeah. This is probably the main one, playing out.
Yeah.
Like they can't play out.
The second one's probably secondary concern, really.
Yeah.
It's the turnovers in our own half that are really, really killing us. But then off those long balls, they've got a lot of players around the ball to actually, win it when we try and play through. So
Nice sign in the background. I don't know if anyone saw it. It's like Australia, thank you for your support. Japan is moving with you or something. Almost felt like it was quite long. It almost felt like an email.
Prevo banners.
this sign could have been an email.
Who ate all the pies?
All the pies far out. That's just real big bash areas.
That's Pro Evolution Soccer areas, Nick.
These colours
Both.
don't run.
Still not as good as the Asian Champions League ones.
Oh.
It's good.
Feel the Asia.
Grab the Asia.
Grab the Asia. Yeah, sorry.
Grab the
to
Asia.
use those
Don't
words.
feel the Asia. That's inappropriate.
What was it?
So he's
Cancel.
grabbing the Asia.
Play that. Play that.
Oh. All right.
Now, yeah, this is step over.
That wasn't a step over. That wasn't a step over. He
It
didn't
was
That
a
was
cheeky
like-
jig. Cheeky
That
jig.
was.
A cheeky
I don't know
jig.
what that was.
But he just put his foot above the ball.
You know, it reminded me of the equestrian, the horses that have
The
to.
dressage.
Yeah, the little.
Lucky Wales in dressage.
Maybe he was inspired.
Oh.
Olyroos stud. Lucky Wales.
He is a stud. But maybe not as a winger.
If you had to put one Olyroos in any other Olympic event, what would it be?
Daggers
Harry
judo.
Suter in the javelin as the javelin.
I was going to
I
say
have-
Harry Suter in the water polo.
He'd
Yeah.
actually be.
He'd be a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be
See,
so
everyone-
good to keep
everyone
a
else is-
6'5" frame.
He'd be a great
No,
goalkeeper.
no, he's got an advantage, Lockie, because everyone else has to swim, but he can stand up.
Defeating the
Jay
purpose
Rich
of the game.
Begaloo in the hammer throw.
He's the hammer.
Very big boy.
I mean, the obvious one is Dylan Price in the 100 meters.
yeah.
I reckon he's more a 200 or a 400.
You reckon? Middle distance runner?
That he is.
Yeah.
Put him in the 800. He'd have that kick.
When is the
Well,
article
well,
going to
last
come
time.
out that they did time trials at preseason and Dylan over 20 meters registered a faster 20-meter time than Usain Bolt, as used to always come out for Hector Bellerin in preseason.
And Trent Bahaja.
Faster than Usain Bolt over 20 meters, not over 100.
Is Bahaja injured? Is that why he's not here? Or is he too old?
He was injured, out of form, didn't get selected.
Wasn't
Well,
fast enough over 20 meters either.
Well, I mean, I loved all those. He's faster than Usain Bolt over the first 20 meters. All these articles leaving out that Usain Bolt, infamous for his slow starts.
Yeah.
in the 100 meters.
Like being so tall. Like
Yeah.
if you're a tall 100-meter sprinter, your starts are generally
Yeah.
going to be bad.
Yeah.
Like, that was a.
And then we get
Like,
to about
compare him
60.
to Johan Blake or something, and let's see how he goes.
No, even think about it. Like Ben Johnson. Like why he took Nandrolone or why he took performance-enhancing drugs was to enable him to, have endurance over the course of 100 meters, like, because he could absolutely annihilate anyone in the first 10 to 20 because his starts were awesome. Sorry, niche.
Yeah, well-
Running areas.
By the way, score update: Spain, Argentina, 0-0. So
Well,
So at the
someone on
moment,
the Twitch
everything
stream-
stays the same.
Someone on the
playing
Twitch stream
Brazil.
just asked whether the match had started, so I should probably put up a scoreboard or something, shouldn't I? Yeah, bear with
it
me.
has. It is
There-
0-0 in the 33rd minute.
Yes,
So
bear with
everything
me,
stays-
Dealer XBL.
So everything stays the same. We're playing Brazil, right?
Yes.
Oh,
I believe
boy.
so.
And Richarlison.
Yeah, I can.
And
So-
Danny Alves. That's
Danny Alves. yeah.
Um,
I had no idea.
The ghost of Danny
Malcolm.
Alves, Nick
That
That-
Malcolm.
Malcolm. Yeah,
Malcolm's
Malcolm.
there. Yeah,
I like
Seen it as
Malcolm.
superstar.
The
I like
artist
Malcolm.
formerly known
Hey,
as Danny
that's
Alves.
actually one of my favorite leagues to watch. Like, because you can watch RPL on YouTube. It's so great.
What,
You
the
just
Russian
watch
Super
one
League?
player, though,
Russian
don't
Premier
you?
League, yeah. Get to watch Nixie Vlasic like score bangers every week.
Hey, you're not gonna have. Hey, you're not gonna have
Not
to
for
watch
much
him there
longer.
anymore next season. Don't worry about that.
How about Channel 7 main channel is showing swimming heats? Heats. Like, come
Swimming.
on, guys.
You're in Australia and it's swimming. You will be watching it on the main channel.
Yeah, I mean, I get a final, but a heat? Jesus.
Oh, awesome. Sorry.
All right, guys.
Oh,
The good news is,
Daggers.
as the seconds progress, we are ticking closer and closer to Daniel Arzani coming on the
Oh,
pitch.
jeez.
Just watching.
Yeah, that's lazy, man. So lazy.
Yeah, but like he doesn't know what's behind him, and so he doesn't want to turn blind.
Yeah, but
And
just
so he's having it's just perceived pressure. The fact that he's like just playing
Yeah.
straight away, and so that's happened a few times already now.
mm,
And so where he's picked the ball up in a decent position, but it's like it's
Just the
kind of a-
execution's
it's,
just-
it's
yeah,
a little
execution, yeah.
consequence. Like
yeah.
Scanning for the kids watching at home, listening to
Oh,
alternative commentary via like
Tor.
Using VPN. But yeah, man, scan. Take the picture, guys.
And I'm really struggling to picture an Olyroos route to goal right now. They just don't look likely.
See, I would say a set piece, but our set piece deliveries over the group stage have been abhorrent. So I don't give you much faith. Then again, now knowing I just said that, they probably will score from a set piece.
It'll be good for one.
What was our second goal against Argentina? Obviously, the first one was
Tilio.
Counter.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tilio
That's
in
right.
transition.
Yeah. Okay. So it was transition because the first goal came from Joel King getting quite high.
Yeah, ball over the top for him in transition.
Which we haven't seen yet.
No.
I mean, I understand Thomas Deng's not going to get particularly high in this game.
But you think like Arnie likes his wing backs high. You'd think, especially with Deng expected to stay home, you'd have thought King would have been sent out there with license to roam, unless.
But I guess we haven't had the
exact
ball.
opposite instructions.
We haven't had the ball long enough to get the fullbacks.
Exactly.
We have had the ball for long periods of time. Unfortunately, it's just been accompanied by the back four passing it amongst each other because there's no options in front of them.
But now without that stand, like speaking of keeping the ball, like because of Ding remaining deep, you don't have that standard rotation in Arnie ball where you had the midfielder coming out basically.
Here we go, long throw.
Fullback to go up.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Pump it into my veins.
Oh, he's even blowing on it. I like it.
Is he trying to inflate it, or
is he like Bill Murray in Kingpin? Like...
By the way, Harry Sutar is saying just pointing like upwards towards his head. Like, yeah, we know, man.
Yes.
You know.
I mean, there is a not zero chance that if Australia actually scores from a long D'Agostino throw in, it sets Australian tactical.
It's going into the curriculum. Put it in.
Yeah.
Hey, you know there's a running track around this ground, right? So D'Agostino could take as long a run up as he needs. Come off the 100 meters.
So what you're saying is South Melbourne should sign D'Agostino?
Yeah.
You used to do that in cricket. Monty Panesar.
Hey, imagine Daggers and Harry Sawyer in the same front line.
Wow, switches on.
Jeez.
Oof. This isn't.
Wasn't it a great moment at the 2018 World Cup when it was it the Algerian or who was it who did in the last minute a backflip?
No, the Iran. The
Iranian.
Yeah.
The backflip throw in the last minute when they needed an equalizer. God, I just loved everything about that.
Yeah, and he failed it. Remember, he stopped himself halfway.
And then he had to take it normally.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Genre, get out of there, man.
So we've got a scoreboard up on the stream now. So that's just for you, dealer XBL. He thought it was a 9:30 kickoff. RIP.
That's an oof.
Ihuma says, "Do you see any central midfield changes at halftime to get a bit more of a grip, Bacchus or Devlin?"
Arnold and central midfield changes and functionality is very much secondary, but I'd be pleasantly surprised if it happened. But it again, like I said, it's not necessarily changing the dynamic, if you know what I mean, with personnel, because they'll still play in the same way. They're very interchangeable.
I think Metcalf is the player who has to come off if they're going to change it, or be shifted further forward.
Not necessarily.
He could be shifted further forward.
I think if it's 0-0 at halftime, there'll be no changes.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the draw gets us through, right? So
yeah, just about.
I hope we don't go full Matildas though, because we're not reliant, are we? Because if Argentina wins, we don't go through for the draw yet.
We'll get
pressed.
pressed.
You do,
no. True, yes,
Spain and the Olyroos have a better goal difference than Spain.
So the thing about the Matildas last night was the US had no interest in pressing them whatsoever, whereas Egypt will obviously press us at 0.
It was like a Van Egmond utopian scenario, getting to point circulation without pressing. Not one Australian footballer actually upsets me more than watching Emily Van Egmond.
It was a very tough watch last night.
Oh my God, what a...
was dreadful.
Like just intent to actually want the ball and play.
So that was a short throw into Metcalf
very much
in
lacking.
a centre back position, so he could hoof it clear off his left foot.
Getting a
Like that was
message
almost
in
like-
my chat. Jesus, we are limited.
They are really missing Atkinson and his ability
Yeah.
to stretch them out wide.
Again, like I know this is counter to a lot of what's currently talked about with respect to fullbacks, but they're so peripheral, like in literal and figurative senses. You know, they're important in terms of, you know, shot creation, but that's more to do with how midfields and attackers play, and so they have to go lateral. I don't know.
Oh,
Ooh, dearie me.
Kai.
Wouldn't have minded seeing Rich Begaloo start at centre back. I knew he wouldn't because
I've never seen him
roles
play.
are much
so-
more of an OE
Neither.
player, but
Have you seen him play, Joey?
yeah, I saw him play in the warm-up games.
Okay.
He's a big lad.
He's a big boy, that's for sure.
Beyond the obvious, he's a big unit. What does he offer?
He's a
I
big
mean,
unit.
there
His unit is big.
I'm not sure whether it was just because they were low stakes games against, you know, as part of a warm up friendly, but there were a few times where he was willing to try to press the issue and carry the ball forward. If he didn't just settle all the time for just circulating it, he would carry it forward on occasion, and he has recovery. I think he's got more recovery speed as well than Kai Rolls.
That is
Yeah,
offside
offside.
against Higazi.
Which, as you've mentioned, Josh, occasionally with the 3-on-3s or anything like the Egyptians are getting, recovery speed could come in handy.
Sure.
Spain, Argentina still 0-0.
So the RGs will probably start throwing shit at the wall in the second half.
Even if they like, but then again, that was the case against Australia. It's not a matter of, you know, intent. It's whether they actually can change anything, and they can't. Like, irrespective of their high score and the name recognition index, they're a deeply dysfunctional team and nation in possession, like all the way down.
Copa America champions, though.
By playing in the ugliest manner possible.
Yeah, well, it was an ugly Copa America. It suited the competition.
Copa America is frankly like as dismissive as it might sound. Like it is brutal football. Possession is not exactly something that's valued, let alone the nature of possession.
Ride it out and get. To
That's
that.
a nice little interplay there.
Harry's been done hard there. It's
That's 1-0.
No good.
Something to look forward to on the delayed stream.
Oh shit, I missed it.
We got absolutely towed.
Open up, man.
Yeah,
Like-
it was a
Getting chasing.
That was
1-2 on the
was
left.
just
Oh,
fullback caught high. Harry Suter gets absolutely done up and down on the side of the box as he's trying to cover for
that
Deng.
is-
He got
oh,
nutmegged.
yikes.
He get megged. I wondered.
and all that.
that's also
That
Deng
was so
getting caught
easy.
out.
Yeah,
Lucky.
Dan got absolutely caught.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's
Suter was just trying to
bizarre.
cover for Deng, as I was saying.
Yeah, Dan got dragged all the way out. Yeah,
Dan
that
got
was.
dragged.
So maybe that changes the equation at
Suter, yeah.
halftime.
The centre back playing
Jeez.
as a right
So-
back.
It certainly changes the equation in the table.
Right now, Egypt are going through.
Yeah.
Well,
Gee.
Real 2009 Confederations Cup areas here.
I mean, yeah, I feel like a lot of people are going to be sticking that one on Harry Suter, and fair enough. But Deng was, I mean, where was he really?
yeah, but now to let's say,
Now, Joey, Egypt aren't going through at this stage. It'd be Spain and Argentina.
yeah,
But
Yeah, Argentina
Yeah.
have, I think, lead on head to head. It must be.
Yeah.
Against Egypt.
Yep.
I know it must be goal difference.
No, because they counted on goal difference first and then head to head.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then Life Score has it wrong because they've got Argentina -1 goal difference and Egypt's on 0 goal difference.
We'll check on Sofa Score.
I'm pretty sure it's goal difference first.
Sofa Score. Shout out to Sofa Score, man.
Sofa Score's awesome.
Support Croatian products, guys. Well done.
Is Sofa Score Croatian?
Hashtag Croatian made by Croatian made.
Finally, you can actually claim something good.
Nick, you're a rascal, you.
All right.
Tablica.
Yeah, Fotmomp's got it.
Egypt. Egypt are second.
Yeah. All right.
On 0 goal difference, Argentina -1.
Imagine
We are
if
currently
the
on 0 and
coaches
3 points.
See, look how the Egyptian players respect the floor and the pitch. That's what we need to do.
Bro, you can't say that, man. Oh, that's bad.
Just when you see a
Well-
good playing surface, you got to appreciate it.
No, but you know what? Like,
And then the double down.
you know, to go on from that, like, second balls
Keep
and
digging.
inshallah, mate.
Oh, highlights.
Are you
Espanyol,
showing highlights or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zubi
it's
Mendy,
definitely
man.
not live.
Zubi Mendy is actually a
Board is that?
big player, man.
Oh, this referee.
McAllister.
Whoosh! That's
Yikes! That. Oh, he did a
Yeah.
dumble.
I'm going to leave you guys for halftime. I'll be back for the second half.
No worries.
Yeah, I'll be back too.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Oof.
Whew.
Jeez. So what, if any, changes get made at halftime?
I think Arzani's a chance to come on now, considering Australia's
Yeah.
a goal down. I think there'll be. I don't think there was going to be any changes until the goal, but now Australia actually has to do something in this game, and I think you have to. In the words of one former Sunderland chief executive, change it.
Change it.
I know we were
There's
lamenting
too much riding on this.
the idea of a 3/5 at the back last game happening so early, but is it time to cut losses on the Ding experiment?
Well, you
At right
could
back.
do it. You could do it without actually changing the personnel.
Yeah,
you
that's
just
what I'm. That's what I'm
literally-
suggesting.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
suggesting. is you could-
Yeah, absolutely.
Dylan goes.
Deng-
right wing
Deng's
back,
just-
King
Deng's
to
just
the
getting-
left.
Deng's just getting completely like torn to shreds by Sobby, and I think he does need that extra bit of support. So
I mean, you could go rolls off Arzani on.
and put Dylan at,
Yeah, then you'd
Yeah.
be putting.
Dylan to
then
right
you're
back.
really
Is-
gonna
is-
leave.
Josh, is that the kind of risk where we're going to embrace?
I
is it-
doubt it, but it's an option. I'm just putting
It's
it
not.
out
It's
there.
not. It's not the last. Not panic stage just yet, Josh. We could probably do without Dylan at right back for 45.
I mean, does
Um,
Piscopo get any scope in this game?
like it.
Piece scope. Oh,
That was unintentional, but I'll take it.
I reckon Dylan, like, I'd like to see him be moved into number 9 at some point because Daggers hasn't done much either. Let's be real.
yeah. I
some
haven't
point.
been impressed with D'Agostino,
I think-
but he
I
hasn't had
think
much
he-
of the ball, to be fair.
I think in all areas there needs to be changes. Like in midfield, we've been completely anonymous. Like there's just been nothing happening there. But the options to come on aren't necessarily inspiring either. So I don't know.
Honestly, I
Let's
wouldn't.
see.
I wouldn't be upset if it was Wales to striker, Daggers off, Arzani on.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I think Wales just is a better chance of causing a shift in an opposition defense.
Yeah,
he takes up very, say what you want about his end product sometimes, but he does take up intelligent positions, like make good runs in behind, and is more likely than D'Agostino to create some sort of movement or readjustment of that Egyptian backline. So I think that's a good shout.
I agree. Good point, Joey. Read your tweet about Arzani actually wanting to get the ball, because a lot of people were harping on about how poor Arzani was in the first two games, which I think was completely unfair. So
No, he's just taking the risk on his two shoulders with the passes he's trying to play.
He actually has a bit of cojones.
Safe or long.
Hey, but pass completion? Pass completion is so important, Josh. Pass completion is not high, you're not a good footballer.
It is just switched around because Arzani got so much hype coming through in pre-World Cup, and he got hyped up by a lot of people that aren't the most popular amongst the soccer Twitter zeitgeist, and people turned on him purely not because of who he was as a player, but yeah, I understand he's had injuries and he's been fit, but he's still Australia's best young player.
Sporting News AU tweeted 56 minutes ago, "Who gets past Harry Suter? Absolutely no one." Oh dear.
The answer was quite a number of Egyptian people.
Can we just I understand that Harry Suter is a great player from set piece. It's a big lad, right? It's a very big lad. But can we just tone down the hype? Just calm it down a bit. He's good. He's not amazing.
I think it's also a bit of the leaning into the meme of him being.
Yeah, I really hope so.
I think there's an air of self-awareness about the whole.
Is there though, Josh?
Cult of Suter.
Well, it's either Harry Suter or Lyndon Dykes. Who will we prefer? Lockie?
I think you know my answer.
As I said, there was a... Go on, sorry.
It just... That first half really just demonstrated that Arnold didn't get his selections right.
Absolutely.
Deng wasn't the right choice at right back. I mean, I'll put my hand up. I expected him to start right back. Didn't think he'd be that lost. But yeah, dropping Arzani clearly has just... This was a side already with absent much. They barely had any pressure valves with the ball. Arzani was one of them. And then you've dropped him. And all of a sudden, nobody wants the fucking thing.
What have I missed? Apologies.
We're running lamenting. Through, just probably demonstrated that Arnold got the selections wrong based on that first half. Deng, wasn't suited at right back. Kai Rolls, take it or leave it. You had to put one centre back in there, I guess, if you're going to move Deng out. But then again, and dropping Arzani just for a side that already lacked options moving forward, who wanted the ball, that pretty much robbed them of it completely.
That's a good point. I have a question for you guys. Do we know why and this comes from someone else, but then I didn't have a good answer. Do we know why the Matildas are called the Matildas?
They ran a newspaper poll, and that was the most popular option.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
And a Matilda is what?
Waltzing Matilda.
Waltzing.
Yeah. So in the song Waltzing Matilda, it's his swag. Is that what he's referring to? That's the name of the swag.
What he stole.
It's an old timey name for a woman.
Oh.
Because Matilda's actually in itself, it's just a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just my friend asked me, is the Matildas named after sleeping bags? And I didn't know the song well enough.
The song? Yeah. So it's a swag. Yeah,
it is a
so
swag.
you're right.
No,
Yeah, it's swag, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we
No,
are
I
named
just-
we are named after sleeping bags.
No, I just googled it. Matilda is an old Teutonic female name meaning mighty battle maid. It's
What was-
about the song's about a woman.
Yeah, okay, but was he the person? Was the guy who's going to waltzing Matilda with you?
He is the swag man.
The swag man.
Skibby dibby dibby.
I'm just,
Sorry,
I'm
that's the
just,
scat man. My bad.
I'm just confirming we're not named after sleeping bags because that was what was presented to me, and I didn't have the evidence to refute it.
Oh, so Mexico up 1-0 against South Africa. France 0-0 Japan. Japan's got a pretty decent team. Just having a look at them. But
But anyone who's watched Community,
Yeah,
I still
so-
don't think being named after a sleeping bag would be quite as bad as the Greendale human.
To waltz Matilda is to travel with a swag. That is, with all of one's belongings at one's back, wrapped in a blanket or a cloth.
Yeah, but surely that phrase came after waltzing Matilda.
I think we might be named after sleeping bags, guys. I don't know how to.
Do you think this is the halftime
Yeah.
analysis people tuned in for?
No, I mean, listen, we made the point. The selections are wrong. Get Arzani on. Make your changes.
What's a Matilda?
What is a Matilda? It's all vital. Listen, this is, if you don't have any ads in your
Outside of putting Arzani on,
Yeah.
the reality is we're not necessarily dragging their lateral centre backs out into positions where they have to kind of be caught in two minds, and so Tilio's primarily being used as like that third man runner to work off D'Agostino, but their lateral centre backs are kind of staying in position. They don't have to be really dragged out.
So, Ante,
Personally,
would
I
a 4-3-3 be more effective
Conducive? Yes.
in this scenario? I that's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah.
I
And
think the shape has to change. It's not just about the personnel.
yeah, I think it much more has to do with shape, because you look at who we've got out wide, they're not necessarily the players who are going to, ask for the ball in those spots to drag the centre back out. I think
Yeah.
it has to come from midfield. And how Metcalf is being used, not even necessarily to someone, not even as someone who picks up the ball in those pockets, but just to warp the centre backs, because they've had a cup of coffee in that first half.
How many subs we get at the Olympic tournament? Is it 5? We got 5.
Cinco.
Jesus, it's basically the whole bench.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Azani, Piscopo, Watts.
But
just-
it's telling me that
or just
Arzani
even-
shouldn't come on because he's got no work rate.
No, even that, just shift,
Doesn't have
just
bottle.
shift Metcalf higher. Make him span runs in behind, man, because at the moment he's so scared of the ball, and we have no real outlet playing out early. And we're compressing the pitch on our own, and so
Yeah.
But it's not an attribute that's going to be given like a third man run type thing. Is not an attribute that's going to be given license to have
stat sheet,
happen in. Whoa, but it's not going to be given license in a 2-man midfield like it currently is.
no. And so it's all centered on getting the ball to Tilio in that aspect. When I think it's either a matter of shifting Metcalf higher and having Genre as a lone 6, or taking one of Perez and D'Agostino off, or D'Agostino.
Before we come
He'll
back,
take Piraeus off before he takes D'Agostino off.
I would also take Wales off.
yeah,
Put Wales up top.
if he's not playing striker,
Like
depends
Wales,
where the
Wales
dagger's
as a
staying
winger
on.
is very one-dimensional, to be honest.
I'd take
as a
Wales off
cynical-
Perez up higher.
Mm.
Race up higher.
But Perez,
Azani on.
the thing about Perez is like he works as a 9 in a very specific scenario, and given the complexion of the game, I don't think it's going to work in that respect, because
Right.
you need someone who can work with their back to goal, and that's,
that's
that's
true.
not Dylan Perez.
before
That's
second
true.
half starts, we've got a couple of questions asking about Ange. Tomorrow morning, Celtic face their away leg against Michelin to qualify for the Europa League. Are we feeling confident about Celtic's chances?
I still haven't caught up on that first league.
Celtic were by far the better team.
Even
in the
with
first
10.
leg.
Even with 10, they were pretty good.
Listen, huge game. Very tough test, but Michelin did not look particularly good.
Wait,
I don't
so
know.
Arzani and Bacchus on? Is that what I'm seeing on the telly?
I'm seeing an ad for.
I'm seeing an ad,
I'm
yeah.
not seeing anything.
Ryman
I've got-
Healthcare.
Ryman Healthcare.
I've
For
got the
once,
world
Joey's
feed
got the
up.
scoop.
I've got the world feed up. It looks like Arzani and Bacchus on.
Interesting.
That is
So
very
do you reckon,
interesting.
has he dragged Metcalf or Genre for Bacchus? He's dragged Genre, hasn't he?
What did-
Or it could be it could be Perez. You never know. Like you think about it, like as a means of putting Tilio out wide, Metcalf higher with Bacchus deeper, or it could be just a straight swap.
Okay,
And
I'm
wait,
pretty
who's
sure I
Arzani
saw-
coming on for?
I'm pretty sure I saw a flash of a 17, so it looks like Metcalf is still out there. So it's Arzani and Bacchus on. That's confirmed. You know, cue Holt. Vindication.
This is thrilling, Joey. The world feeds come through. I'm watching
Forza World Feed, man.
I'm watching
Yeah.
Japanese people get on
World
the
If
train.
you're
feed is
not watching the world
superior
feed and
in
everything, you're making a
in many
mistake.
ways.
Yeah,
I will
Oh,
not
oh,
specify. I
Switch
refuse
to the main.
specify which.
Switch to the main channel.
Okay, here we go.
Switch
So,
to 70,
N
7 HD.
Tease. Lemon Jammer.
Genre for back.
Genre
Bring
off
it
for
a
medal.
Bacchus. Genre off for Bacchus.
That is
genre.
buddy.
Everyone got that?
Genre off
We've
Bacchus.
kicked off on the main channel. It's not on mate
And he's
anymore.
taken
Good.
Dylan.
Oh, it's a
Good
So
shout.
Dylan
Josh.
off for Arzani, Genre off for Bacchus.
At least in Victoria, it is not on 7 mate anymore. It is on 7
was-
HD, the main channel. So shift down a couple of pegs. and you'll-
So
I was-
who exactly wants the ball in that midfield now? You've got somebody up front that wants the ball. Who wants the ball in a midfield of
Bacchus Metcalf.
Metcalf?
See, and now here comes the rotation,
Mm.
and so Deng's having to go higher, but even when he gets the ball higher, it's just gonna be circulation. Nice.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's okay. Oh, Zani, you love it. You love it already.
Arzani.
Oh man.
That's better.
that's not play
Like
it.
I mean, Bacchus is going to look a lot busier than a Genre would, but that's not.
We're not
you know,
transformed.
Yeah.
We're not
Listen.
transformed.
50 seconds in, I'm liking what I see. This is already better.
Hey, Arzani and Tilly on the same pitch. Don't underrate the
isn't it good?
bit of creativity,
Man,
bit of imagination and
So,
fantasy.
I just saw the bit where Thomas Deng got on the ball on the right flank. He didn't once look forward
Mm,
before he passed it back.
not his instinct, I'm afraid.
that's better Arzani, man. See,
Oh, for-
that's exactly what I like. And irrespective of the fact that we've lost the ball in that respect, like at least make the lateral centre backs work.
yeah, like
That's it.
give the Egyptians something to think about.
Oi.
This is better. Already better.
So basically,
I'm feeling better.
90 seconds into the half, and he's basically already shown why he should have started.
Yep. Please come drag
Ah.
us out of this hole, Danny.
But also, even Tilio looks a bit more comfortable.
Because
Because he's got
Energized.
somebody next to him that wants the
Yeah,
ball.
no, no,
got someone
get
to
it.
play with.
Yeah.
He's finally got a friend.
Technical friend.
Oh, friend.
Oh, friend.
Did they do the West Ham under 13s football tour together?
Sake. Sorry, pardon the swearing.
PTO.
All I heard was sake, so I think
We've
you're
been pretty
okay.
good
Yeah.
tonight.
Suck
Been
it.
very well behaved.
Sake is a great drink, Lockie. Go.
Forwards, Dang. Forwards. Towards the other goal.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
That's the right
Bam.
direction to be running.
Andiamo. Dai, dai,
In
dai.
behind, man. Isso,
Dai.
Seti.
Dai, ragazzi.
Nick doing his best Allegri impression. Die, die.
And Ante, whenever
Ignacio, die.
Ante, whenever you
Nice.
feel the urge
Oh.
to swear.
Oh, shoot!
Oh.
I was about to say, whenever you feel the urge to swear in Croatian, Ante, just say pockets. Just yell pockets.
Pockets.
That's actually
What
a
a ball.
very nice ball.
What a ball.
Was that?
Tilio.
Yeah.
But Joel King getting higher. That's what we did say. That
Need
needs
it.
to happen as
We
well.
need it. Need that
Injected
over.
in my veins.
All right. Important set piece.
Come on, Danny.
Olympico here.
Come on, Danny. Oh,
Yeah, it's good.
it's better.
Oh my
Oh!
goodness, that was
Can live with
good.
that. Can live with that.
Who
Ooh.
played that
Encouraging.
ball through to Joel King?
Oh,
Tilio.
Oh, no.
I think.
That's all right.
Oh.
Less
Wow,
alright now.
follow him back, man.
What a cross.
Oh,
What a cross.
The Panenka cross.
Hey, you know,
See,
maybe the
daggers,
goalkeeper would
man.
move.
you're not getting the ball there. See, that's
Azani already directing where he wants the next ball. I love it. I love it. I love it.
The new
how
coach.
can you watch Daniel Arzani play and say, "Oh, he doesn't give you anything"?
You know what's the worst one? The decision making. Oh, his decision
Oh,
making.
shoot!
Like, ask any defender that plays against the Olyroos who they wouldn't want to play, and if they were being truthful, they'd tell you Daniel Arzani.
It's like to say that his decision making is poor is ignoring the fact that he's really one of the only people making decisions.
Yeah.
But it is good for him that he actually, you know, despite all the injuries, still
did well there,
looks.
actually.
Mm.
He
of
looks
high quality.
assertive. He looks explosive.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Far
Like
out,
his
Joel
first step.
King.
He hasn't lost his first
Yeah,
step.
boot through it, son.
Like
That's-
I think if he's not injured, he goes back to a top 5 league in 3 years.
Cocksure ethnic confidence never leaves you.
On that note, Devek.
Why
in
is
the,
Metcalf
comments-
losing it at Azani in that respect when he's giving him a ball that he's in no chance going to get? Just
Twitch commenter says that ball is banned in our national curriculum. Rate that from Devek.
Is the national curriculum radio show ever coming back on that?
I don't know. You have to ask Ante.
me.
Isn't it
What?
isn't it a dummy production?
Oh, it could be.
Anyway,
see.
I
We'll
think the Australian public would like to see it back at some stage.
All right. We'll work on it.
Do you just mean you or the Australian public? Like,
I mean, I speak on
Nick
behalf.
is a member of the Australian public. He's public.
you've got your finger on the pulse.
I am the member of the Australian public with my distaste for swimming.
Nick is the
The major
census. He is the
AFL and NRL.
census.
Nick used to work for the multicultural public broadcaster. He knows the public.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's right.
Nick is 9 in 10 dentists.
Nick still gets DMs from ethnic dads and grandpas asking when the Champions League match is coming on. Why is it not on SBS?
Or on SBS Radio. SBS
Hey.
Radio used to be so good for that, man.
RIP the World Game website.
Yeah.
Going as of
Yeah.
2 weeks or something, a week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Getting
Just
completely
horrendous.
wiped.
Oh, really? Completely wiped. So all my old stories are gone.
Oh
So
man.
that's
Yeah.
what's what I took from their release.
Copy and
Alright.
paste Nick Stoll's work while you still can.
Well, I actually downloaded a bunch of articles because
Oh,
I
good,
thought
good,
that
good.
might be the case. But it's sad in terms of like the amount of A-League, like
Mm.
just historical content
Mm.
that you're going to
Lost to the
lose.
ether.
Yeah, exactly. Just like you want to be able to Google something that's going to,
Oh.
because it's obviously not on an alternative. That was a bit nervy. But anyway, let's focus on the game at hand.
No, let's talk about the Australian
No,
soccer
no.
media landscape.
What's soccer media landscape?
in terms, you guys mentioned
Oh.
top 5 leagues for Azani. Which league would you guys love to see him playing? Like just fantasy booking almost.
Uber Eats.
You know
Yes,
what?
Uber
Uber
Eats.
Eats is a good shout.
Uber Eats or just Spain, like Takako
Mm.
speak.
I'd hate to
Uber
see
Eats
him
is
in the Prem.
Ligue 1, by the way,
Nice.
for people who didn't.
I'd
get
hate.
that.
I'd hate to see him in the Prem.
No good in the bread.
Keep him away from there. Honestly,
Kubo
keep
had a
anyone away
rough-
from there.
Kubo had a rough time actually in the league this year.
Yeah, that's because he's playing under Unai Emery and then going to Bordalas. Like it's going
that's
from
true.
one terrorist to another.
We have a certain T-Pez 9000 in the comments.
Amazing comment as well.
He
What's he
says,
say?
Saying what?
FN. With Josh Parrish.
If I speak.
Nick Debana.
Oh,
Ante Jukic. Throw back to the old Mundi.
You know what? Like he has to be given the keys to every commentary gig in this country.
Yes.
Like
No about
Please.
you, but I could go for a Postecoglou peach nectar right about now. Feeling thirsty.
Only the
No.
FNR OGs understand that one.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Whoopie day indeed.
Where the Puerto Rican girls hang out.
We'll be there.
I am as lost as Kieran Backus in midfield right now.
All right, I think we need to expand this
oh
conversation
wow.
from the group chat and into the public.
Yes.
Yes.
Egypt
Yes.
are really
Yes.
pushing for a second.
Yes.
I thought they would go
Yes.
more defensive after 1-0.
I think they
Look how many
tried
players they've got
that
ahead of
for
the
a-
ball.
I think they tried that for a little bit and realized they would just invite more pressure.
I
Run,
wish we'd
Daggers.
come to that realization at some point.
Run. Run. Just
Run. Run, Daggers, run.
Rest. Oh my
The
God.
Kookaburras are taking on New Zealand.
Daggers
for
attacks you
fancy
after
fancy
9
hockey on 7 minutes.
Nice. Nice.
Lovely
Oh,
turn. Go on, Marco.
Best chance.
That's. I'll take that.
Ah,
Oh.
on my feed, Egypt still has the ball, so I'm guessing this moment came in transition.
No, it was actually a good action.
Yeah.
All right, I
Oh,
want to
well
get Joey. Can you
Play Tilio
break it
again.
down? Break it down for us. 40 seconds behind the play.
One goal kick comes out. No, Bacchus leaves it behind. Goes out to Wales on the
Oh.
right. Back to Dang. Bacchus in the middle. Bacchus turns, faces forward.
Okay.
Plays it to Arzani. Round one man. Shields it from the
That was
second.
Tilio.
Brings it inside. Shot. Good save. Was
Yes.
Tilio?
Tilio with the
Yeah,
pass.
it was
Arzani,
Tilio
sorry.
who initially received and then played to Arzani.
But they're birds of a feather at the moment.
They're both short ethnics.
Dynamic duo.
We need more ethnics.
that's
Us
part of the
short
national.
ones.
Short
Ante's
left-footed one.
pitch to save
Kick it to
Australian
the
football.
Italians.
That's part of the national curriculum. Recruit more Italians.
The international.
Kick it to
curriculum.
the Italians.
Kick it to the Italians and
Yeah.
each other.
The Italians.
I thought our national curriculum was to search
The third most
ancestry.com/Scotland.
The Scottish diaspora.
Yeah.
will be our savior. Sorry, Lockie.
Hey, Josh,
Like
check the
King.
Josh.
Give it to him.
Check the comments on Facebook.
On Facebook. Oh.
Yeah, check the Facebook comments.
If
Just
you're watching on
wanna see
Facebook,
your reaction.
you're not watching where the cool kids hang out.
Yeah,
over on the Twitch.
Someone has literally added you, Josh.
Oh dear.
Nice.
Oh, it's just this better not be what I think it is.
This is better.
Finish it.
Sure there.
This is better.
Good to know it was in fact what I think it was. What I thought it was. Good.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, Agent Paddy Dominguez on Twitter. D'Agostino is so poor, I have no words. Doesn't look fit. Didn't have form coming into this tournament. Would have subbed him well before now, in my opinion.
So he does have
And
words then.
who does Paddy represent that didn't get picked?
Yeah.
If I speak.
Who does he actually
Whoa,
represent?
whoa.
Who didn't get picked?
King should have had a ping. At that point.
Nice.
Oh, and then I was only with the.
I was
Like,
actually
you are-
like
you
in
are
that passage. That
behind,
was
Joe.
actually decent from Bacchus, to be honest.
Mm.
Like to play with
I-
Tilio the initial receiver.
King has taken up some very nice positions in the
He's
second
getting
half.
a lot further forward in the
Yeah.
second half.
Yeah.
Okay, like so obviously the Aussies are looking better. So King's getting further forward. That's helping drag the Egyptians' defense out of shape. Ozani and Tilio both want the ball now. What else?
Honestly, I'd just get rid of Daggers. I don't think he's given us much. Not to
No, you're
not,
right.
not to
to
jump on
repurpose the
Paddy
Chris-
Pozzingis'
as a secondary point,
analysis.
as a secondary point, they are Egypt are less penetrative in transition as a means of us being actually able to play and put them under pressure defensively. We're scrambling them, and so they're less penetrative in early stages of transition. Or if they try to, there's a likelihood that they're going to lose the ball in those scenarios. Oof.
Jeez.
Well done, Tommy.
Oh goodness.
All right, so hold on. Who's on the bench?
Iscopo on
We've
for
got J Rich time.
Stick him on as a number 9, Arnie.
Oh,
That's
Ma.
nasty.
Nasty. That is nasty, man.
ouch.
If he makes full connection with his chin, that is.
If his ankle is
Bye-bye.
planted,
yeah.
Yeah, so you've got Rich Begaloo, Piscopo, and Devlin and Watts left on the bench.
that's better, Bacchus. That's better, Bacchus. Give it to him, man.
Yeah, give it back to
I
him.
would say
Oh,
Daggers
don't
off
leak.
for Watts and then bring Wales on up front.
Ah.
I mean, shift Wales. to
Bring Wales
9.
back on.
Medical sub.
Wait,
He's got the vest on.
wasn't it reported that Janu Bacchus was off to Hungary, like Ferencváros
Yeah,
or
was
something?
it-
What
Yeah.
was that?
Is it MTK?
Something somewhere in
I
the
just don't think it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah. I had a call. Yeah, sorry.
no, go on.
No, I had a colleague asking me about Bacchus and he watched him and he was like, oh, he's a pretty standard A-League midfielder. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
Imagine if you were Egyptian, your name was Salah, you were a footballer, and you weren't Mo Salah. Like, I
It's
just
like
came
a-
up with called
He's
Salah
the
Mo
most
Wearing a-
Salah
wearing a
that
Rolex
Egypt had at
watch.
home.
Well, hold
Just-
on. How many siblings did Giannis have in the NBA now?
Two.
Two.
So-
2 in the
and
NBA.
his-
And
and his
third
fir-
one.
Tilia.
and his brother Costas won a championship before him. Heritage.
Yeah.
Actually, would have been a
Didn't
boss
the
move
Lakers
if
sign his brother purely to try to attract Giannis to LA?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
it actually would have been a boss move if, a la the African Nations Cup in Victoria, Mo Salah played this tournament under the name Salah
coming on.
Wilson. That would have been respected.
Salah
Someone's coming
Mo
on now. Who is that? Is that Jay Rich?
No.
The
Yeah,
Caleb Watts.
actually.
I think it is Jay Rich.
No, it is Jay Rich, I think.
You would know if it's Jay Rich, surely.
No. Yeah, I think it actually.
I know, Arnie. Proper
I think-
football heritage. English football heritage. The big lad up front.
None of these Scots.
Jay Rich is going to secure a loan move
Damn
to Carlisle
Scots.
United after this.
I would.
He'll get the curry after for man of the match.
Yes.
Oh my god,
No, he's got.
that
doesn't
is
have much.
that.
Well,
That's a
Handball.
handball.
Lucky there. Let off.
Yeah, huge.
They just walked like
And there wasn't like that. That you shouldn't be like. That was actually
how much
pretty poor.
space? How much space?
That was a good touch.
Glover did well there. Glover did really well there.
I feel
What
like
the-
Joel King was mouthing what the word we're
You know
not
what?
meant to say.
In all seriousness, Tom Glover has improved so much over the past like year and a half. Like from when he first started at City. Like,
Game
it's,
time
oh my
helps.
god, he is huge.
Wales off
And he's on for
Bagaloo.
Wales.
What?
Oh boy.
Daggers out
Oh
wide.
boy.
Okay,
Jay
is
Ri-
he emergency striker in the
I
63rd
actually think
minute?
I think he's playing up top.
Yeah, he is. So, I mean, unless there's nowhere else he
No,
can play.
he's actually playing up top. This is
I
Oh
love
my
it.
god! With half an hour to go.
Yeah, this is a bit insane.
Oh, that's grim.
You
That
guys
is honest-
complained
that
about
is
5 at the
honestly
back
so
with 30
grim.
minutes to go. This is what you get. This is your punishment. take
what
your centre back
happens.
as striker medicine, and you will enjoy it. Joey will enjoy it at the very least.
I will love it.
I'm just having
Hey,
flashbacks.
There's always
to
a dead ball.
Patrick Kisnorbo being thrown up forward by John Aloisi back in the glorious Melbourne Hard days.
Hey, it's all part of the process.
Oh yeah, big process, big process.
Do we know if Jay Rich has ever even scored a goal?
Watching
I don't,
pop up now.
He has scored at least 2 goals in his entire career.
Greater than or equal to 2 goals.
It's like when it's like putting David James up top. You know, when Stuart Pearce was coach of Manchester City.
Yeah, that's a classic.
You know who's I think Brighton do it a few times as well. Dan Burn always gets chucked up top because he's like 6'3" or whatever.
I think he's taller than that. I
Big
think he's like
lad.
6'6".
Is it,
Yeah.
It's like suddenly Daryl Dike is an international footballer because of the chaos ball that he allows.
Look at the movement from Jay Rich. Like,
Just tell if you're taking the piss or
It's
not.
the infamous infamous line, Ante. If God wanted football to be played on the grass, he wouldn't have created Dion Dublin. So.
it just looks
Oh,
like
God.
he is like.
I'm trying to think of other players who've done this. Stephen Corker had a run at
Mhm.
striker
top,
for
yeah.
Liverpool, did he not?
Yeah, I think he did.
Is he still
I
playing in
mean-
Turkey?
Yeah.
I mean, but like, how would you feel if you were like Reno Piscopo now and you've just seen Arnold throw Crystal Palace centre back Cherich Begalo on up front over you?
At least he gets to go back to his 4-2-2-2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
this is-
So there's still scope for Piscopo to come on, but
It also does feel like Arzani's playing a bit of hero ball.
Mm.
Just looking at the options, going, okay, we're not going to create anything. I'll try and go past 2 and smack one top
what
corner.
is it? Yeah.
This is...
This is
Ah.
like chucking Matt Simon on.
It is. Begaloo's playing the Matt Simon role, just less insane. Nah, Simon's actually a really nice dude when he's not on the pitch.
Confirmed.
That's a consistent narrative in Australian football.
I know, but I don't want to.
Oh no, I'm not saying anything about Matt Simon.
Actually, a
but,
nice
like,
bloke.
yeah, like
A
and he
decent
probably is
bloke, even?
Decent effing bloke, perhaps.
And he doesn't
Why have they
deserve
got
this.
commercials on?
Yeah, what?
What?
Yeah. What?
Oh,
Oh, because someone went down with an injury.
Channel 7.
Because Jerry
You're
Harvey
cancelled.
has some great deals to share with you all.
World feed, mother.
Yeah.
Sleepers.
I'm watching like stills of someone's family or something.
Just got the
Airbnb.
Peloton. Spade up 1-0.
Yeah,
So
Egypt
it's-
do anyway. So at this stage,
We are in the mud.
I am
So-
going to find a message that I sent to you, Nick.
I mean, perhaps in a move
days
of
ago.
technical genius, J. Rich Begaloo might have just injured their goalkeeper.
You had one
That's
job.
one strategy.
What
did it well.
dimension of chess is Graham Arnold playing to have thought of that one?
Don't Egypt, I don't know if he's still playing, but he was at the 2018 World Cup. They had like a 45-year-old backup. I'm pretty sure he was like an absolute fossil.
If we
Is this
go
worse-
out here, are we
Is-
still going to be described as gallant?
is this worse as
100%.
starting? Is this worse than starting Gianu and McLaren up front against UAE?
Johnny didn't start, did he?
Against UAE in 2019 Nation Cup.
I thought he came off the bench.
Gianu started.
Really? God, I've completely forgotten
bit-
about that.
so-
I've banished that from my memory banks.
So it's
Oh, what is
clearly-
that?
so he has gone 4-2-2-2. He
Yeah, he
hasn't
has.
really. He's gone Daggis and Begaloo,
Oh, he
Tilio
has.
and Arzani.
So that's destroyed
Marcus
the
and
ability of Telio to drop into those
Not
points between the
specifically,
lines and
but-
actually combine with Arzani.
So
It's
basically
also
it's
completely
based on
hindered
one
our
of
width.
Kilio and Arzani turning into Milos Ninkovic.
But the whole thing that works, the whole thing, like one of the primary facets of, that system, if you want to call it that,
What a
and how it's
pass.
been implemented by Corica and Tulle is the coordinated movement of their nines, and you have a centre back, having to make that coordinated movement, which is pivotal to how the team plays and allowing those two wide players to drop into certain spaces. This is beyond any logic or practicality.
Can I just ask, little quick snap poll? Is anyone expecting to win?
No.
Done.
That's the only poll option. There's no other poll option.
So, could they abandon? They really should abandon this idea of Jay Rich up top, put him down back, and take off centre back for Piscopo. You'd have to
Bacchus,
think.
man.
You know what's
Bacchus,
odd?
man.
Oh,
They put a centre back up top, but they don't.
oh,
lump
oh,
long
no.
ball.
Oh no! Oh no!
Bacchus, man.
Was it 2-0?
No, but it
No,
should have
it's
been.
all
The
good.
ball impacts what you can
Saved by the crossbar, like actually we were against Spain.
Oh my goodness! How
I'm
did you
guessing
not?
a Bacchus turnover.
Wow,
Yeah.
Sutai got put on
Yeah,
gas.
bad turnover.
A turnover that perhaps Dennis Genre wouldn't
Oh,
make.
Stuttgart's. Just saying.
Essentially.
On the ball. Show me something, Keanu. Show me something.
Oh,
God,
Jay
Keanu.
Rich.
Fangul.
But that's actually the first time they've played the ball up to him like
the,
that.
the
Oh,
He's
Stuttgart.
on elbows in.
That was
Red card?
not good to
Red card?
watch.
This is
Looked like an elbow.
The Stuttgarts.
Stuttgart's 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Yep, elbows in. Of course.
Oh, if he's sent
Whack.
off here, it's got to be one of the worst subs in
Nah,
international
it'll
football of all
Probably
time.
be a yellow.
Can they
Oh,
give it a
Even,
yellow?
even if it is a card, it's a yellow. But
Can they give a yellow via VAR? I don't think so.
Don't think so.
So they've just got to either ignore it or send him off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So France are about to go out.
I've seen players sent off for
Jeez.
less, I have to say.
France were awful.
Yeah, they've really been bad.
France are awful.
Poor Kalulu.
What,
man.
just as a
Just
nation?
go home.
Look how they massacred my boy.
They actually massacred
They
my
actually
boy, putting him in that.
massacred
Oh,
the boy. Look, they've got was it Torben and Gignac have a combined age of like 87.
yeah, they've got Toussaint in midfield. Kalulu in centre back. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh, hockey.
What
Oh
have
my
they done
god,
to-
I did not even notice the open goal
I'm
header
surprised Channel
from
7
Sobby.
Olyroos,
Yeah.
Olyroos
Holy
struggling to
heck.
play out from the back there.
Surprised Channel 7 haven't gone to another commercial here.
Love how his name on the back is just Rich.
And the C should have
No.
like a line through it. Like
Yeah.
I feel like J. Rich Bagaloo, just on name basis alone, should be
Here
signed to
comes the
Rock Nation
money.
Sports.
Geez, look, the physio or whatever for Egypt
Nah,
is pretty
Lockie-
heavy as well.
Lockie, underrated message from yourself yesterday.
Still
saying that you were
disappointed
very-
to find out that ROC stands for Russian Olympic Committee and that Jay-Z was not, in fact, fielding an Olympic team under the Rock Nation branding. But, you know, we live on in hope. We live on in hope.
got
I
away
have to
with
say,
that.
this is a lot worse than even I thought it was going to be. Like this performance.
All right, once again, we've been worse after the subs.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe
No,
not the
no, like,
halftime
it's-
subs. The
it's not
halftime
that-
subs are okay,
The halftime sub was fine, yeah.
but
But
the
the third sub.
third sub has
God.
killed us.
That's better. Don't play it out.
Don't play it.
Don't play it
Be
out.
a
Channel
prick,
7's
just-
going to go to an ad break otherwise.
they got their finger over the button right now.
It's like the guy that's the forehead is sweating, like just. Oh.
All this really did was put Azani further away from goal with more players to overcome, basically.
Yeah.
Zani
Jay,
ain't too much.
Jay Rich has no idea what he's doing with positioning right now.
No.
He looks so lost.
You know what he looks like? When there's a corner and then it kind of gets headed out, but then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
centre back has to stay in. That's what it looks like for half an hour.
He's just lingering on the edge of the box, just waiting for a cross. Like he's literally never going to receive the ball to his feet.
Look at this.
Like,
look at this.
I
Like
just-
one of Daggers and Rich, man. Open up for him.
It's not going to happen from Rich.
Oh my god.
Rich is literally just running to the back post every time.
You know that meme. My boy is frozen. He hasn't moved for like 40 minutes on Snapchat. It was Rich as soon as he came on. This is
Like, you can't
so
really blame
negligent,
him.
man.
He's a centre back. He's like,
Arnie is
why
hugging
am
out to
I
dry.
here?
Arnie is hugging out to dry so bad.
Like,
Josh
he-
called it in one. Sorry, Joey. Josh called it in one as soon as he came on. He gave him 30 minutes to do this. Like, my god.
I mean, if this was
Rich
the last
Begaloo
five,
is the dog
and
that
sure.
caught the car. He's got. What do I do now?
why are we bothering passing it around now that he's on the field? Like, why aren't we just passing it back to Glover, launching along
Just
diagonal and hoping for the
launching
best?
chaos ball.
Because you
Well,
may as
yeah.
well. Because
I
we're
think,
just
yeah.
passing it around until Metcalf
Yeah.
took that ridiculous
Like-
long shot from 30 meters.
Like,
Well, there's
ostensibly-
another
Oh,
ad
we've
break.
gone to an ad. It's a vaccination commercial.
Geez, you're lucky. I'm watching women's armpits and they're talking about shaving them for some reason.
Oh, we're
I,
looking at
meanwhile,
shoulders.
still have the glorious world feed, showing replays of Conor Metcalf spinning on the ground.
You know when Krusty is the only one who can go to air because
Oh,
of
yes.
The emergency broadcast.
yeah, that's what Joey is with his world feed. Think of
It's
dreams.
because another Egyptian has gone
Oh.
down.
New
murdered.
Zealand have scored with some sticky tacker.
tucker.
There.
Comment on the stream if you want us to become a hockey watch along.
Hockey Nation Radio incoming.
H&R.
That's another lawsuit incoming.
Oh, so the Egyptian player has gone down crippled after fouling Daniel Arzani.
This is.
What's
is the
sod
Sean
off
Phil
in
terrorism.
Egyptian?
Hey, imagine if this was Italy doing this against Australia. Jesus Christ.
Oh, get up, you silk.
The
The Arabic
pitchforks.
for biscotto.
I'll call Michael Morkos. He actually asked me what time. He called me up before. He goes, what channel's the game? And I'm like, it's 7, mate. I
We
think.
should've got him on the watch
I don't know,
along.
mate. One or the other.
Literally the
Nice.
only Egypt fan that I know.
He's probably watching
What
the
channel is the Olympics on, man? Just to help me out.
You know what's
Shout out.
also funny about the D'Agostino long throw is that he's also one of the more the players with the like physical presence. So you'd almost
Yeah.
want him in there.
He's a striker and he's taking
One day he'll be able to get the trajectory of the throw as such that it loops, so he has time to run into the box to head it himself. Actually,
just
is that
blew
against
on
the
his
rules? I
fingers.
guess you can't
know,
throw
like,
it to yourself. So
like Forrest Gump when he's getting chased and the quarterback throws it and he catches it like
And they have to, and then they like point like he starts running the wrong way. It's like no, that way. Just keeps running out of the stadium.
Bear Bryant's watching him thinking, like, I've got the next Tremper harder. Oh my
this
God,
is
Bacchus,
grim.
man.
He sure is dumb, but he sure is fast.
Pre-tournament, I expected the Olyroos to go out the group stage, but to go out like this after we beat Argentina 2-0, ooh, it's a tough thing to digest.
Let's wait till the 90 minutes. Let's not get into English media's like manifestation here.
Listen,
Oh, he's lost a yard of pace.
He's lost it, yeah.
I'll be honest.
Like, fair play to the Egyptians. Fair play to the Egyptians. They played really well, but you have to say, like,
Ante,
that
the
Keanu Bax
Talk
is a
Sport.
terrific player, but what was Daniel Arzani doing?
you know what? I'm gonna wait till 9.
Lucky, you're Scottish and your Scottish accent is terrible.
Yeah, not as bad as Josh's. I just can't do
It
Graham
was-
Souness. I haven't.
it
I haven't
was,
worked him out.
Lockie was Scottish.
I don't
Lockie,
know quite what Graham Arnold was trying to accomplish. To put Derek Degaloo up front, like he's a big lad, he can play out wide.
Joey, you spent too much time with Joey, you spent more time with Brebs and Keane than any of us this year, so I'm surprised not surprised how good that Scottish accent is.
There was shades of Ernie Merrick in
You're
there.
Gerrich Bigelow, like you've seen him do things with Crystal Palace. You know he's a genuine aerial threat, but I don't know why you're just selling the young lad out by putting him up front and expecting him to carry your side through to the quarterfinals of a major tournament.
By the way, speaking of centre backs who went up front,
Dump again. Fuck my feet up, pure freezing. Heavy choking for a fag. Oh fuck, nearly went on my arse there. Fuck's sake, I right nearly fell on again.
You have to all watch that video if you haven't. It's like this Scottish robot.
oh geez, the long throws are starting to get very poor.
I think this tactic just needs to go away.
He's got to do.
He's not doing a front flip. He's not doing a front flip.
You can't get it into the box.
Oh, looks like we're gonna get another.
I need another towel.
Another cameo here.
He's gone full tennis player and asked for a different ball. It's like
this is. I mean,
Talbot.
imagine people watching around the world going, "All right, let's understand what Australian football is. This is what it is."
This is a level of terrorism that not even Deschamps is capable of.
It's true. It's true.
Mate, not even,
Basically, it was working for 15 minutes. Tilio and Arzani were looking dangerous. King was getting up.
there. Oh! Azani, man. Azani, man.
Just Azani and Inshallah, man. Like
what a machina.
It was a save too.
He's a machina, bro.
Oh man.
This is. I can't.
Azani really is the flicker of light in a very dark room.
Azani is like the discovery of fire. It's like, oh wow, you could play football in this way.
I think we just got Joey's reaction.
Nah.
40 seconds delayed.
Question.
Why do we have people just? Oh, he doesn't run. Yeah, maybe if you ran more, he could just recycle the ball 50 billion times and then turn it over. That would be a lot more impressive, but at least his kilometers would be up.
Question. Who's a bigger terrorist? Arnie's decision to play Baggalo up top or not bring on Insigne earlier against Sweden? Ventura or Arnie?
Put it this way, I think they're both on Interpol watch lists.
Yeah.
I think with Arnold.
Oh, Ventura, mate, Ventura. He had a body of work.
And De Rossi losing it at him. And
yeah, but
Ventura relying on Belotti like at Torino to get the national team gig.
And Manolo Gabbiadini.
I will not hear
Was
Manolo
the age
Gabbiadini
there under him
slander.
at that point?
What was that?
Was the age there under Ventura at that point?
What year? 2017?
Yeah, but no, 2016.
Chance.
Oh,
good save.
What a header. That was unreal from Deng. The neck
I can only
waffles in
assume that
that.
you are talking about Jay Rich.
No, it was Deng.
That was Deng. That was Deng.
It was
Jay Rich has
that was a
done nothing.
great
He's
header.
done zilch.
Jay Rich, like he hasn't even done.
And now watch him pop up for a goal and like just.
He's a genius.
But like,
He's a
you
genius.
cannot blame Jay Rich at all. He's been set up to fail.
No,
Yeah,
it would be like if
I'm a
He's been
patsy.
hung out to dry.
I'm a patsy.
Oh my god.
Knock it on. Or
Chaos ball.
Knock on.
We've been playing chaos ball for 30 minutes now.
Well, how come we haven't found
20
Sutar's
minutes,
head
sorry.
on one set piece this whole tournament?
Like, how does he score 1 billion goals for the Socceroos?
Yeah, because we were playing against Nepal and Chinese Taipei. Come on.
They're up to his bloody, like his pecs. He was 2 heads taller than them.
Yeah, I think there's a false like sample there. There's a sample. Here we go.
Man, I feel for Jay Rich. Like it's painful.
I
Look at him.
feel.
Oh, shoot!
Oh.
Oh, you fucking bastard. Why does Connor Metcalf always look so dejected and just tired?
He looks like Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off at the moment.
Yeah, he genuinely does.
I Cameron
Good
go.
save.
I
Good
think
save.
that I think that infamous three period, what was it, the 3 half-an-hour, 90-minute game in Newcastle in 40-degree heat and PK made no subs is still indented in his memory.
Have we got a sub
Oh
left?
my goodness.
Yeah, we've got two.
This keeper's
two?
pulled off a couple of great saves, to be fair.
Get Piscopo on.
Last
man.
few minutes, Arzani, dang.
Nah, man. Jay Rich, 60th minute.
Piscopo. Just get
Imagine
Piscopo.
have.
I think
just
I
give
think
him 5
Caleb
minutes,
Watts.
man.
That was an unbelievable save off Dang. That was nice. I'm imagining the conversation that Graham Arnold and Jay Rich had before he came on. It's like, oh, what position do you want me to play, Gaffer? I'm just scapegoat, man.
Not even that.
It's
But
a
like,
handball.
imagine the rationalization to do that, like between Arnold and Andrew Clark, the tactical guru, as noted by our very insightful commentators in the first game.
Okay, all right,
Imagine them
Jay
talking
Rich.
about it and thinking,
Rich.
That's
nah.
nowhere
Rich,
near.
just throw yourself to the ground, Daggers. That's fair enough.
The one thing Jay Rich is up there to do is get his head on the end of things.
And he's
still
playing
missed
balls
it.
in behind, like.
No. Oh no. Oh no. And there it is.
It was ripe. It was ripe.
They think it's all over.
Oh my God.
That's 2-0 Egypt.
Yeah,
It is now.
Kite rolls.
Like-
Oh.
So the guy that should have been playing where Kai Rolls is playing up front. And
The odds of us
What the
not qualifying for the World Cup are just dropping dramatically.
Oh wait,
Hey.
let's hope. Actually, I wrote that for ESPN, so that one's not going to get deleted anytime soon.
This is a dark day.
What did
The
you write
words
for
of some
ESPN?
people.
I'll send it to you over.
Okay.
I'll send it to you over.
What was the famous?
Jay Rich almost got back to.
what,
Jay Rich could have been the hero.
What was Joey saying about covering speed before?
what was the famous tweet from Ray Gatt about football's died tonight or something?
My God, this is a farce.
This is a farce.
The game has turned into a farce.
It was Brisbane Roar when the numbers were falling.
Hold on, is it no goal?
Oh,
Wait a minute.
VAR to the rescue.
Wait a minute. It can't be.
No.
Dun, 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 dun.
Shatters. By God,
It's the video assistant.
he's walking. He's talking.
I love how they have VAR and water polo as well. Like, it's so random, but
It's a
Goal
goal.
stands.
Just another reason to
That
love water polo.
is a goal. To quote Alan Partridge. That was one of the best. That was actually
Eat
one of the
my
best
goal.
tweets I've seen. The Partridge commentary over the Kakachi banger.
He must
See,
have a
I
foot
like the
a
way the
traction
Hockey
engine.
Roos are playing.
are you around
Just
the back?
The good rotation.
No, it's all circulation, man. And then they pass into the opposite half and lose the ball. Like,
No, there's a good counter press there.
Hey, it's the national curriculum.
What is the hockey equivalent of a centre back that can be thrown forward? Does anyone know enough about hockey to know?
Look at
Well,
Sutar and Azan.
I love-
Diax from the kickoff. Let's do it. Oh my God.
Oh man, this is the most depressing thing.
Egypt have
If
built
we,
a
if we,
staggering margin.
if we jag one now, they
Honestly,
have 5 minutes of chaos ball.
this has been such a depressing 24 hours for Australian football. I mean, I know the result. Like, we got a 0-0, blah blah, world champions. But God, that was a dire game yesterday. And now
So bad.
this, oof.
No.
It's made worse by the fact that the seconds Australia beat Argentina 2-0, you can tell from the approach to the Spain game, this was the game that was immediately circled.
Yeah.
And game plans.
Yeah.
This was the game that was like, yeah, this is where we go through.
Yeah.
And apparently this was the result of all that planning.
1-1.
And
So,
if,
someone has
if he blames, go, sorry, go Lucky.
I just wanted to say that someone has just quote tweeted our link tweet to the stream saying hashtag Arnie Ball is going to break these men. Tune in now.
I'm already broken when it comes to Australian football, man. So like this, I'm way too far gone.
Shout out to Devek, who's also said done has died tonight.
No, we are done. We're out of the comp.
I am like my mental state is done watching the A-League for the past fucking 7 years. Like I'm so over this crap, man. Like
it's all right, Ante. One more month. The best league in the world is back in a month. Don't worry, man.
Have you guys seen?
High was back last weekend. Man.
Have you guys seen Bo Burnham's special Inside?
No.
Okay. Well, basically, he's inside for an entire year making this comedy special, and he slowly, his mental state deteriorates like as it goes on. And this has been us during the game. Like, we're just gonna break out into farcical singing.
We're just gonna make like demonic noises by 9 minutes, guttural growls.
Jay Rich.
Inaudible. If there was like a translation or subtitles, say inaudible sounds.
Inaudible, like in brackets.
Can I just say, I don't want to be that guy, but I kind of had a feeling that this was going to be such a disappointment today. Like, just there was something that, just that feeling about a game. You have a hunch. I don't know.
You got to trust
you did actually say in the group chat before you thought we were going to.
I thought Egypt would win 1-0, but.
And you know what? Like, I try.
It's not just losing; it's how we're losing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But see, this is the thing. Now I'm at this point where I've watched so much of this kind of football. Like, I find myself
that I need to be economically compensated for being.
No, not just that. It's that, like, I don't know if you guys get this, but do you kind of self-consciously try not to run the risk of hate watching?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm completely past that point. I can't even rationalize like
I don't feel
the thought
anymore.
process. Yeah, like
So Australian football is basically Sharknado 2 for you at this point.
Like I was already.
The thing is, I think what you're trying to say is to get this performance, when you look at it, like we're laughing and stuff, but if you look at it, it's infuriating. And it's,
absolutely.
And it's like we should be, you would expect that tomorrow there should be like an uproar about this and what happened and da. If we were a real footballing country. But we're not. And, there won't be. And obviously, this is probably this is also where the football media as well is like Joey will probably write a good piece and that will kind of be it. I don't really know. Like, where will the analysis be on this performance tomorrow? A couple of tweets?
Any kind of commentary, any kind of discerning commentary, like Australian footballing commentary.
Caleb Watts coming on in the 90th minute, a time-wasting substitute in the 90th minute when we're 2-0 down.
For Metcalf, man. Like
the analysis
a circulating 6/8 to come on in the 90th minute when we're chasing the game. Like I'm almost desensitized to the point of nihilism.
This is when you bring on Big J Rich.
This is Renato Piscopo must be absolutely livid.
Is he still on the bench? I would have
into the bench at this time.
He's the only man on the bench.
What are those? Sorry, go on, Joey.
Is Renato Piscopo now, I'm trying to think through the subs in the other games, is he the only member of the squad that hasn't played?
And the second goalkeeper.
Yeah, actually.
Is he the only outfield that hasn't played?
In contrast to the scope that he had during the qualifying tournament as well.
He is the master
like he was taking the piss at the time
unbelievable
during the under 23s because he was the only outlet. But see, this is, I guess this is one of the fundamental principles of coaching or decision making from a tactical standpoint in Australian football. You're only allowed one, maximum two, like technical players that constitute risk. You can't have like.
You like, even with the fact that he couldn't have Tilio and Arzani on from the start, he had to replace
He had to replace Arzani with
Yeah,
Tilio
with
as
Tilio,
opposed
yeah.
to having them both start.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you can only have 1 and 9 runners. Like
Yeah.
it's infuriating. Like how
Where's the long throw now? We've abandoned that.
like the one time to do a long throw, 93rd minute, chaos, everyone in the box.
I don't know
No,
if anyone.
We're gonna try and
If anyone watching is like really struggling and wondering why we're laughing,
Oh, we
it's
got
just
we got
because
a
it's
we got a
so
corner.
painful. It's just because it's so painful. You have to laugh.
It's very much a don't laugh. You if you don't laugh, you will cry.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh my god!
But the conversation
Short corners now. What a change!
The conversation
Joey
after this, I'm going to guess, is it's going to center around expectations, but the expectations will be framed around pre-Olympic expectations, where it would have been expected that Australia would have lost to Argentina and Spain, and this would have been face
the win.
And any commentary to the contrary will be seen as inherent criticism and essentially hate. Yes. Yeah. And this is kind of what I was saying between, or wanted to say a couple of minutes ago before like my brain turned to scrambled egg. Like Australian football commentary oscillates between like just inherent cheerleading and hate, or it's at least perceived as such. There is no room for any kind of discerning or objective commentary, and at least when I was in media, that was the one. Oh
shoot!
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Sorry.
No.
That was going to swear. It might as well be now.
Yeah.
Aren't
Yeah, that was the biggest dilemma for me.
I do feel like just trolling you guys and just being like super proud of the good boys. No one expected anything from us.
Gallon effort, 3 points.
Anyone who says that anyone who criticizes for Arnie's just a hater.
Just getting here was a success.
Not feeling.
We got 4 points. 4 points. We never thought we'd get 1. It's a win.
I'm sick of the Melbourne media mafia.
Melbourne media just hates Graham Arnold, and like you knee jerk, even though like the performances have never been. The performances have always been more important, or not more important, but more indicative than the results.
Are they putting press conferences up online? Like, as in, are we able to get on and ask questions or no?
No. You have to be like, I couldn't be screwed doing it with
Olympic accreditation.
I love it. It's like, the Melbourne media's out to get on. Well, all fucking 3 of us.
And they're not even full timers. Like, they're freelancers.
Literally.
Yeah, like there's one.
I'll get paid enough for this role, man.
It's also like
there's 2 freelancers, a wires, and a 1 full-time football journo here working for major outlets.
Even like
we're not bringing down Ange Postecoglou.
It's all a conspiracy from Big Melbourne to try and bring down other states.
You know what? You just mentioned Ange, and that has actually picked up my mood because I realized I get to watch Celtic tomorrow morning under Ange and watch some football that actually makes me proud to be involved in Australian football. Like
Ange wasn't perfect, and Ange had a lot of flaws, but God, we would not have played like this against.
No way.
But then, like we would have like the commentary would have been like the
left ourselves to open at the back against
the end of his tenure. By the time we had the Syria playoff, like, why do we have so much of the ball?
The thing is, 1-0.
We're so open on the counter. This that. It's
1-0 flattered us against Spain because Oyarzabal hits the underside of the crossbar. If that goes in,
more so than the Spain game, the Argentina game was the biggest fugazi, man. It was like the most perfect of scenarios.
Yeah, red card,
early goal, red card before halftime. Argentina, a team that doesn't function on the ball at all, now has to chase the game in the second half.
Under 23 level.
Come on.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to set my alarm for 3:45 to watch Celtic, and thank God they've cut to the beach volleyball.
Look, I'm glad
if the people want a post game show, this is the post game rant, essentially.
You know what?
This is the only post game show.
We did get a lot of that out before full time. In fairness,
the game was post As soon as Jay Rich was brought on, the 60th minute, that's when you can do the post game.
This is you're right, Ante. The first game was bloody fugazi. Like,
What
it
stage
was
of grief were we at right
so
now?
fugazi.
I mean, remember the red card? Like the red card that Australia was given off.
yeah.
It is the perfect
Nothing.
scenario, and we still sat on our penalty area for the opening 15 minutes for that. And this is not. And see, this is where. When you talk about context, like so much of Australian footballing commentary is dictated by the result. And look at the decisions we're making, more importantly, because that will, kind of determine our success. Not just success, but sustainable success, because we need to really assess, and this is, I don't want to go into the cliche navel gazing after a poor result, but we have to seriously assess how we like to approach our football. One, how we go about that, and we need to determine how we're going to be different.
Well,
Because
Michelle Escobar's taking shots. Maybe it's the time for change. This is what happens when you go into the game just aiming for a draw. Bang! Yes.
Seriously, reading through Twitter already, I've seen some takes that are very. I'm already shaking my head. I think it's enough Twitter for tonight. I think I
I've
might
sent
have to.
a tweet through. I'm not going to talk about it because I value my job, but I've sent a tweet through that just.
Yeah.
what, you don't want to get any passive aggressive DMs?
Nope.
Wait, where have you sent a tweet through? Is this to a group chat that I'm not involved? Can you send it to me as well? Anyway, whatever. I'm gonna go to bed.
I think we need to wrap this thing up before everybody gets fired. So
Yeah.
Sycophant.
yeah. Look, I just don't think there are any excuses for what we saw tonight.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
dead.
poor.
I'm dead
over,
flat
over
to
the
be
whole
honest.
tournament. Over the
Oh,
whole
out of
tournament. But
curiosity, is this the
is an
same
extension.
tweet that I sent?
Yes.
It's not even like you cut. It's not even looking at the tournament in isolation. It's how this team plays, how this coach coaches, how this coach came into this position of authority from a standpoint of like Australia's technical body. We have to really assess these things. And two, probably the most important thing, it's the bubble of the A-League and the homogeneity that exists within the A-League tactically that really doesn't allow for any kind of adaptability. And then when you have such sycophants, big noting such homogeneity, it's you kind of lose sight of where we actually sit.
Well summed up. So I think we'll call it there. Thank you for everyone who's endured that game with us. I think endure is the right word.
I hope you guys enjoyed it at least.
Yeah, I hope it was
People
at
at
least.
home too.
I hope there was at least an element of catharsis tonight. If we couldn't provide too many lighter moments.
Hey, our
weird
viewers
way,
right now are popping
was
off. We have 15 on the Twitch. That's good numbers, guys.
It was higher before. But yeah, look,
Jonathan Liu was right. Get rid of this tournament.
yeah, no more football at the Olympics.
What's the futsal?
Yeah, exactly.
As the
You think Australian football's in trouble? You should say Australia.
Let's play futsal instead. But you know what? That might actually help.
Nah, we would.
as the
Our futsaros are in trouble.
as the Kevin Durant meme goes, we're gonna have Daniel Arzani in a Egypt jersey saying "next chapter." My next chapter.
Big things soon come.
Calling up the Iranian Foundation to do that for
Can I come back, please? Get me back. Nah, it's all right. We're in good hands with Daniel, but the rest.
All right. Well, we'll try and organise.
I'm done.
I'm very flat after that.
take it out.
We'll try and organise something for the Matildas in the knockout round.
If
against,
we knock off
Great
Team
Britain.
GB, it's going to be a great month. Sorry,
Yeah.
Joey, but two of my teams beating England and Great Britain in the space of a month, knocking them out.
That's
Oh,
true.
You know
Based
what,
on the
going
performance of the
from
Matildas so
one
far, I wouldn't
bad
be
midfield-
super optimistic about that. But we'll see what happens.
If I speak, I have to go right.
all right.
All right. Good night, guys.